Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm going to present an Admanox project called a feast table, and today is the 14th, it's issue 27, archive 13. As you know, the project talks about events and gathering around one meal. Like this time last year, it was Ramadan, and this is where this idea came from. It's an Islamic holy month, and people gather around one meal, invite other people to break their fast. And I was looking at the idea of a detachable table for small spaces. So the table talks about the efficiency of a space and using kinetic architecture to make the user involved in the assembly of this product and the movement of it, and make it easy to assemble and light to carry or fix. So it is a 3D printed object, so it should be light to move around. I did look at these examples as a reference for this project. One of them is Block Research Group. This is obviously a very heavy example. It's not a light structure, it's a concrete slab, 3D printed concrete slab, and they were testing how much concrete they can put less than in real life. And this is another example by DBT, Digital Building Technologies, and this is a 3D printed slab. Obviously, as you see, can carry human being on it. They did test it, and it has a very beautiful part underneath, which you can see. And normally, tables are the underneath of a table is ignored, and that's what I was. This example is a printed slab, but I'm looking at the table which I took this idea from. And this is an example of kinetically responsive architecture of a table that can expand and can rotate and can scale. So this is one of the research papers that I read about foldable facade that according to sunlight, that reacts according to sunlight. And these are one of the kinetic patterns that I was studying as well. So the research question at the beginning was, how can an object adapt to their residents' needs and space through physical gestures or visual expressions, like a click of finger or a physical gesture, clapping or something, or pulling a lift or something to make the table come down. So I did edit this issue, so you will not be seeing the previous examples that I proposed for this project. So this was the initial sketch of getting the human involved in this. So this is a human movement, clap of a hand, and then you will get the floating table coming down or a pivot on the wall. And started with this, and then it evolved into how can you create an interesting function of a wall that turns into a table, or how can you kinetically transform a wall into a table. And that's what I was focusing on, which is the last question. This is a sketch of the initial sketch of the table and its transformation. So it was in the ceiling, and then it comes down, which is transformation, and then transformation of table on the side on the ground. This is a second sketch. So that's initial sketch, and then this one is after testing the first three proposals. So this one is the fourth. This was form testing at the beginning, where I was trying to make it twisted like the sketch. To make enough leg room, basically, because in the first three options that I proposed, there was not enough leg room, and that's how it transformed the table. As you see here, this is what I presented last review, where this is the table components, top and bottom, and then the table assembled, and then the table attached to the wall as if it's a lamp or something beautiful in the room. In this review, I had a comment where, you know, the top part, obviously we worked on the leg room, we worked on the bottom part. Now, what about the top part? The top part is flat. And this is where I developed the model to test it in 3D printing. So making the top part and the bottom part as one entity. And this is how it looks like right now, and it's in process of printing. And we'll see the result of this. It will be a small sample, and then will be developed later. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you next week.